Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Power Couple Podcast. The question of the day is, are you really working? Ooh, are you really working, Sam? That is a question that we have to ask ourselves every single day as entrepreneurs, as people who want more out of life, people that are just out here chasing our best life, guys. That's what the shirt says, living my best life. All of those on the video on YouTube can see that. But I want to talk to you guys today, and I really want to go in with this podcast and ask Sam, really, we were talking about this a little bit ago, and we just wanted to bring it to you guys. A lot of people out there say they work. A lot of people out there say they hustling, say they grinding, but they aren't going anywhere in life. There are people who have said that they've been working for the past year and a half, but they're in the same situation. Now, I understand it takes time. I understand this isn't going to happen overnight, but you can speed up this process with work. And Sam, I want you to kind of just go in and talk a little bit about speeding up the process of work. Like the idea, if it's going to take 10,000 hours to be successful, how long is that going to take? Or really not 10,000. I mean, we haven't even put in our 10,000 yet to trading or anything like that. 10,000 is mastery. You can get a lot of success with like a couple thousand hours. So if you want to just kind of talk on that and kind of get it rolling with that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people get super confused because they're busy all the time. So they think that they're actually like being productive, think that they're getting somewhere with what they're doing. But the truth is, if you're just busy all the time doing things, it's for example, like if a company is doing a corporate wide Christmas party. Well, yeah, you're busy. Yes, that's giving back to your people and that's necessary. But is that directly reflecting the income that you are trying to bring in? Directly, no. Indirectly, there are arguments that, yes, you do want a workplace that people can feel like they are valued. But directly, that is not making a massive impact. I think a lot of entrepreneurs get it wrong in the way that they think just because they're on a phone call that means that you're making money moves, that people think that, oh, just because I read this personal development, that's me. And developing your mind is important. I'm not saying all of this isn't important, but you have to realize it's something called an income producing activity. Are you being productive or are you just being active? Are you just kind of going through the motions?
There's a lot of places like all the way through our journey where we found ourselves getting into that. We're not perfect. We're still human beings, and we get into that where we get a little complacent. I think complacency is what really brings it out of us. It's where,
That's when you go into manager mode.
Yeah, manager mode of your life. There's a point in your life where you understand what you need to do on a daily basis to slowly get better. And that stuff is good, and the compound effect is good. You should be compound affecting your health. We just switched over our toothpaste so that we have no chloride. It's like super healthy toothpaste. Or fluoride. Yeah, chloride, whatever. You guys know I am not a scientist. I'm a Forex trader, so I don't need to know that fancy stuff.
You didn't call it chocolate today.
Yeah.
Charcoal.
Yeah.
You did that yesterday. That was hilarious.
Facts. But guys, so we switched that over. So it's a compound effect thing that we understand in the long term it's going to be better for our teeth. We switched over to vegan because we understood long term it was going to really eliminate our disease chances and lower weight and all that good stuff. But then when you think about it, when it comes to business, when it comes to work, when it comes to success, like guys, that can be sped up. There is a certain level of like trial period that it takes to get to where you need to go. But after you get through that, it's 100% up to you on what kind of grind level you're going to get and what kind of grind level you're going to give it. So Sam, let's talk about what are some of the things that you find yourself doing that are that complacent, is that busy work? Like what kind of stuff do you find yourself doing where you're like, yo, this was fun and might be productive, but it's not what I need to be doing?
Yeah, I mean, personal development is a big one. Like, it's important. What most entrepreneurs at the beginning of their journey, they're super focused on developing your mind. And as important as that is, again, it's not directly reflecting your income. It does indirectly affect it because you grow your mind. You're able to have better conversations with people who have resources, all that good stuff. You can close deals a little better. But at the beginning, I know people who kind of go down the rabbit hole of personal development. They never do anything with it. I hate the saying knowledge is power because it's BS. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. And there's a massive difference, but people don't apply it.
Facts.
They just learn and never do anything with what they learn.
And they keep learning. And if you learn and never implement, like, you didn't learn it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you never implement it, you're never going to have the trials and tribulations, and then you're never going to know how to adjust. Guys, if it was so easy that you could listen to one audio and it would change your life forever, everybody would be super, super successful. Now, I do believe there's some audios with just the right information that you can implement, but the one thing I want to add on top of this is when you are doing your personal development does not have, in my opinion, doesn't have the privilege of time to get a whole chunk of my day. I do audios. I'm busy so much. I'm doing podcasts. I'm doing, different calls, different webinars, different everything else. My life is crazy busy doing all this stuff. But I realize that if I can just lock in and do that, the little bit there,
whether you're listening to an audiobook while you're in the gym, while you're working, while you're setting everything up for the day, you're listening to YouTube videos.
While we trade. Every night.
University's real, guys.
Yeah. Every night while we trade, we listen to audiobooks with our team. So our whole team gets on a Zoom call. We trade together. We could have music on. We could have different stuff on, but we have audiobooks on, so people are growing their minds while we're sitting there making money.
I realize some of the people that we sit down with, they're rappers, and we don't even put their music on. We listen to it. We listen to it a lot outside of that.
And that's one thing too, though. You have to give up the music. You have to give up that other stuff. You have limited time because you have to focus on your priorities. I think that's the one big thing when we start talking about this and we start talking about priorities. When you think of your priorities in your life, that is going to determine what you end up with. Because I found out a lot of my priorities in life were dependent on the people that I was surrounding myself with. When I was surrounding myself with people that had priorities that surrounded themselves with, getting, going out every night, going and spending money that they don't have, being content with their jobs, not trying to go get more in life. And compared to those people who, when I spent time with them, their focus was on creating more wealth, creating more success, creating better lives for other people. And they're having more productive conversations every time we sit down. It's mind-blowing to me that as soon as I switched up my circle, my life changed. And Sam, obviously, we switched up our circles together. But Sam, can you break down kind of the importance of that and just how you went through it? People understand how, but break it down for me. Tell me your story. How did it happen? How did you go from your circle of, friends that weren't taking you to where you wanted to be to the circle of winners that we have now?
So, honestly, you have to ask. Closed mouths are not going to get fed. And we did something that most people, I was growing up was told all the time, Samantha, do not talk to strangers and don't you dare talk to anyone on the internet that you don't know. Well, some of our best friends now, some of the most successful people that I know are random strangers I met on the internet.
All of them. Every
single one of them, you're right. And so it's a really funny thing to kind of just move on from where you are, because there's a good analogy, metaphor. I never know which one it is. I'm bad with that. So someone let me know what this is. But it's the crabs in the bucket mentality, right? If you go to the beach and you catch a couple crabs and you put them in a bucket, you put one crab in the bucket, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna run out of the bucket because it's I don't want to be in here. I want to go back to my home or whatever. But a weird thing happens as soon as you put multiple in there. What you're gonna end up finding is that when one tries to escape, the others will actually pull it down, ripping its legs off and kill it so that it can't climb out of the bucket. Because if you can't get out, if I can't get out, neither can you. And unfortunately, humans have the same mentality. So it's a very, very interesting dynamic when someone kind of tries to go be an entrepreneur, because you're consciously making a decision to do something completely different, completely outside of the normal realm of most people's thinking. And it's interesting as well, because when we were going through all of this, we were super young. So we were just getting out of high school, still kind of we had our friends from high school at this point.
Yeah, and how many people, non-entrepreneurs, even non-entrepreneurs, you don't have your friends from high school. Mm-hmm. So thinking that our friends were going off to college, this and that, and we ended up going as entrepreneurs was so left field that we had to deal with a lot of stuff.
No one expected it out of us, for sure.
No. We weren't set up to live this life, and that's the craziest thing. But when you switch your circles, you have to be willing to give up to go up. And it's funny because while like I still remember to this day, I remember somebody telling me, like, Chance, you're never going to live your dream life. This Forexing will not work. This is a scam. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your money. You'll never be able to live in Miami, guys. Because from the very beginning, I was so content. I'm going to live in Miami. I'm going to live in Miami. I'm going to live in Miami. And it's mind-blowing to me because as somebody told me that it's not possible, as somebody said that, like, yo, you're not going to make this happen. It's not going to be a reality. That if you're watching here on the video right now, check this out. Guys, I was told that I wasn't going to make it to Miami. I believed in myself. I switched up my friend circle. I got rid of the people who said I wasn't going to make it. And now we're out here on the 41st floor of a luxury apartment. Guys, it's so hot. We can't even take in the views. Yeah, we got to put it back down. That's warm. Like, that's how you know it's real because we don't even want to look at it because the sun's so hot. It's like, yo, that sun is too hot. We need to leave this down. So everyone who's watching on the recording, you just saw the views, but it's crazy because I was told by somebody that I thought was my friend. I was told by somebody who I thought was really there for me that I would never make this life a reality. And if I would have listened to them, I would not be living my best life right now and not living my dream life. So I think there's so many people out there that allow one person's opinion to hold you back from your dreams. And what do you think on that? Did that ever happen to you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was friends, it was family, it was everybody thought I was absolutely insane for doing. Someone still think I'm absolutely insane for doing this.
And maybe we are.
And
but,
maybe
you know,
we are.
We
but
out here.
Insane people get insane results, I guess. So like that's the craziest thing as well. And I struggled with it a little bit because I was raised in a way that you did care what other people thought about you, and it was something that I've had to move on from because first of all, like. So like Chance's opinion for out of example, it's not going to pay my bills. Mm-hmm. It's not something that's going to take me to where I want to go. And if the people that you're surrounding yourself with are trying to hold you back, they don't actually care about you.
Facts. Yeah, because
they should want you to do better. They should want you to strive for more. It shouldn't be like that's the craziest thing. Comparing like friend circles to what we're around now. No one is mad because someone else in the circle is having success, right? We're celebrating each other. We're going, man, you closed that deal. That's lit. Like, bro, congratulations. Let's go celebrate. Let's have fun. Let's just celebrate each other, enjoy life. Where a lot of people, it turns into, and you see it on social media all the time. Like one mom posts a picture of their kid getting some award, like it's super bad at the end of the year with graduation and everything, and then the other moms or the other people have to like go compare. Like that's what unfortunately what life has kind of turned into is we all have to be like, well, your accomplishment isn't that great because look what I did. You have to like level up on somebody.
And it's funny because if you want like rich friends or like our rich friends, for example, I think it's funny because when I think from my rich friends to my broke friends don't talk about how much money they make. My rich friends will tell me that they just closed a couple $1 million deal. They'll tell me that they just did this, they just did this, they just did this. And they're teaching and educating because they understand that they have the knowledge. And I think it's one of those things that's funny. If you're surrounded by people who won't even talk about money, if you're surrounded by people who won't even go into the concept of talking about money, how much money they make, how much money they're trying to make, where their income's trying to come from, how many cash flows are they trying to create. Like if you can't sit around people who are having those type of conversations, I think that might be like step number one
that's a big change.
Of somebody who's not going to take you to the next level. But what are other characteristics of somebody who's not going to take you to the next level?
If as soon as you start talking about your success, they have to start like tearing you down because people don't want to hear it. People don't want to say, well, I did this. I mean, we've had the conversations when we'll go back and we'll see some of those people about just, we're very used to the circle that we're in, right? We're very, very used to
our circle now, our winner circle now. Our winner circle out here in Miami.
We're very, very used to just being able to go, yeah, I closed this deal for X amount of dollars. You go and say that to a different circle of people, be like, hey, why are you talking? We can't talk like that. I'm like, why not? Because I think in a lot of ways, people are very pre-programmed to look at that. Like people think scarcity is a thing, and guys. If anyone on here thinks that there's a shortage of money, let me tell you, there's not.
Zero.
We can all. It's fake. Like it's not backed by anything. It's digits in a computer, which means it's unlimited. So we can all just go get crazy success. We can all just go live our best life. And guess what? My success is not a threat to yours. Your success is not a threat to mine. Because the characteristic of somebody who's probably not going to be able to make their dream life happen is you look at somebody else who's having success and you get jealous instead of inspired.
Yeah. Oh, jealous instead of inspired. Facts.
Because it's, again, going back to the crabs in the bucket thing. Like, don't have that mentality. Don't think, well, they made $1 million, so that means there's less than $1 million less. I'll never be able to get it. No, be like, they made $1 million and be like, awesome. I know that person. I know their story. Guess what? I can go make 2. Like, that's what you should
I'll be
think
honest.
about
Some like the richest people that are like my closest friends, like they motivate me because I realize that they are normal human beings, and if they can make the obnoxious amount of money that they do, I know that I can too. I'm like, well, if a normal human being like this guy can do it, so can I, 100%. And it's hilarious because I actually use that as motivation.
Yeah.
And that's
some people don't.
Facts.
Some people look at that and like just automatically, like, you go from one bank account balance to another and they're like, oh, they're a different person. It's like, no, they're really not.
But they are in their head, and that's the thing that a lot of one thing that I think helps people, because the one question I get is like, Chance, that's cool. I know I need to change my circle, but how do I do it? And I think that's where the law of attraction takes care of you. The law of attraction takes care of you. We have the internet, guys. Every single person we met was from the internet. So when me and Sam had absolutely nobody, here's what we did. And this is insane to me, and this is really the first time we've broken it down was on this podcast. But that's why we're doing these podcasts. But, I wanted a mentor. I knew I needed a mentor. I knew I needed to change my circle. I went to the internet. And I randomly got connected with a 13-year-old girl who is in my inbox saying like, yo, you should check out this business thing. And I was like in this mindset where she was like, get on a call with my mentor. And I was like, okay, who is this going to be? Like, yes, I need a mentor. You have a mentor. And I was 19 at the time, so I didn't think too much of it. But really, I'm thinking back, like, yo, a 13-year-old girl is what? How? What? But again, I was just like, yo, I'm in the market for a mentor. You say you got one. Let's get on the phone with one. I get on the phone with this guy, and it's funny because this guy at the time wasn't making a lot of money. He was not making a lot of money at all. Matt wasn't making any money at that time. Just a couple $1,000s a month, like way less than we make right now. It's crazy. So he was making that, but he talked as a person that I could trust. He talked as a person that I could believe in. He didn't say that he was crazy rich. He didn't tell me he was a multimillionaire.
But he was living in Miami, living the life that we wanted.
And that's all that I cared. I said, bro, as long as you can tell me how to get out of my job, teach me how to get enough income to get out of my job. And it's crazy because we got into something and that wasn't it. But I followed my mentor when I went to him and said like, yo, bro, this isn't it. It was a network marketing company where we were doing health and wellness products. It was something like I just wasn't passionate about it. So it wasn't something for me. So I went to my mentor and I said, yo, bro, what's good? Like, I'm not about this. I'm going to try a couple other things. I still want to make internet money, but do you know of anything else? And that's when he came to me because he just started hearing about Forex. And he was like, yo, there's this Forex thing. You got to get on it. You got to get on this Forex thing, bro. It's legit. And I was like, all right, yo, whatever you say, I'm going to follow you. Because again, guys, I didn't go to the internet and trust what I had on the internet because it's from random people. I got it from somebody I trusted. And it's funny because now he's one of my best friends. Now he's like, he was in our house today. It's like crazy how life switched up. But it was from the sole fact that I was searching for a mentor, and I was open for it. Because what's that saying? How's that saying go? When the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Yep.
When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. You can't follow a mentor when you're still going out for drinks every single night. You can't find your mentor when every time someone calls and it's like, hey, let's go do something. You're like, yeah, I'm on it. Hey, yo, you want to go hiking today? Yeah, I'm going hiking. Yo, you want to go to this wrestling match? Yeah, I'm going to this wrestling match. Yo, you want to go to the movies? Whatever it is, guys. Whatever it is. You have to understand that you have to make sacrifices to go find that mentor. And then once a mentor tells you something, follow it.
Yeah, don't just listen and be like, okay, that's probably smart. Like, do it.
And here's just a little tip. This is the last thing I want to end with because this is a real secret to life. Become friends with winners. If you can turn your mentors into your best friends, you win.
Because rising tides raise all ships.
Try to find endless ways. Don't be an annoying person who's like spamming them. I need your mentorship. I need your mentorship. I need your mentorship. I need your mentorship. Be a real human being that's there to help them and be there to always help them. You know, it's funny because I think about my mentors. I think about when we came over to iMarkets Live, we started doing everything we were doing over here. You know, I was brand new to the game, but they needed people running calls. I knew how to run calls, and I was the person where, you know, I wasn't building this. I was trying to trade, but I was running calls for my mentors for 30, 40, 50 people, for people that didn't affect my paycheck. And I was just running calls. But it's not ironic that then they had trust and faith in me. That later, when it came to me running calls for our entire company, like it wasn't a sense. All I had to do was prove that I knew how to trade by the whole swipe trades thing. And then they knew we could run calls. They knew we were trustworthy. They knew that they could trust us. And we built such a relationship because of that. You know, because we were always the people that I wasn't out there asking for stuff from them. I was the sponge.
I think that's what people do wrong. They go and they find a mentor and they're like, what can you give me? What can you give me? What can you give me? It's not. It's the other way around.
Well, the only thing they really can give you that I really think is valuable is time.
Yeah.
When I think of all my best mentors, the time I spent with them, I've learned the most.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying, though. If you can go ahead and do something for that successful person, you can add value to their life. Guess what? Just by being around them, they're probably going to add value to yours.
Yo, I got to give a shout out because this is just a fact, and I know he won't care if we tell the story, but Torillo now. Torillo right now.
Perfect example.
This is somebody who's a great human being. He's
shout out to Torillo.
Yeah, bro. Shout out to you, bro. But he's, you know, a great human being that he understood the law of attraction. He got connected with our mentor, Jason, and then became his personal trainer. He became his personal trainer. And the next thing you know, he went from just knowing him to seeing him every single day and helping him in the gym. He didn't say, Jason, can you come over to my house and run a call with me? Jason, can you get on a Zoom call with me? He's like, yo, what if we get in the gym and I show you what I'm good at and I can help you? And he became his personal trainer. And it's crazy because Jason tours the world, going from country to country, doing all these events and stuff. And right now, Torillo is on tour with him because he
in Europe,
mm-hmm. living the life of his dreams. Like he wanted to do travel, see the world, do all this. He's getting to do it before it's even like on him yet. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the biggest things because he gave first. And that's one thing I want you to understand.
Give and then ask.
And if you give enough, you probably don't have to ask.
True.
If you give enough, they're probably going to just give back because that's how human beings are. Most successful people aren't assholes. Most successful people are not assholes. They love seeing people win, but they are surrounded by bad people 24/7. Everyone's trying to take advantage of a winner. If you're a winner, there's always somebody trying to take advantage of you. Right now, there's people in my inbox trying to get me to go do something, offering me money for this, telling me to go do this. They're trying to take advantage of me and my brand and my everything we got going. But as a leader, you have to be able to put that stuff aside and focus on what's right. And guys, that's what I want you to know is when you find that leader, when you find those leaders, get as close as you can with them, be there for them, and change your circle. Because now, guys, my mentors are my circle. All my mentors are now my best friends. And it's mind-blowing to me.
Guys, like changing your circle, do an audit. After you listen to this, go do an audit. What are these people putting into my life? What is it that this relationship actually is? Because if it's a transactional thing, that's not someone that you want around you. It's just not. It should be a mutual exchange of value, and you guys should be pushing each other to be better, even if you're doing completely separate things, right? If I'm over here and I'm running a business and this person's over here who is a doctor, whatever it is, it's not about that you have to be doing the same thing, but it is about you have to support each other and push each other to be better. So audit your circle. And if you, honestly, a lot of times when people start to do this, they start to see things that they don't want to see. And when you see that, you have to have the discipline to kind of start distancing yourself from that.
All right, last thing, because this is kind of surreal and it just hit my head. How crazy is it that our mentor from back in the day, Matt Rosa, invited us over to come this weekend to do a vision board making at his house? Like, it's mind-blowing.
We did the first vision, because the first vision board we did was because you told us to in your childhood bedroom in the middle of Illinois. So
back 3 years, and this is just hitting me because we're doing that this weekend. But like 3 years ago, he told us to make a vision board, and on that vision board, we had living out here in Miami. 3 years later.
In a high-rise that looks scary similar to the one that we live in right now.
3 years later, we're getting ready to go over to his place and go do that. All because we stayed like close to the campfire and we turned our mentors into our friends, guys. I'm just telling you guys what's working for us. But with that being said, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I think it was kind of long. Might have been like 30 minutes. Hopefully you guys took a ton of value. Me and Sam can sit here and talk forever. That's the blessing of what we do. This is just a normal conversation. We have conversations like this every day in this household. And that is why we are going to start this podcast daily, dropping nuggets for you. So let us know if you enjoy it. Let us know if there's anything you want to see. Or we'll just keep rambling about whatever we want because it's our podcast. Let's get it. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. Peace.